Today I want to do a tabletop comparison between 4 wool blankets that I'm trying out this year. Every year I like to have a quick generic gift that I can give to somebody if I get invited somewhere. Last year were these portable Husky lights that are rechargeable. This year is going to be wool blankets. So we have 4 different types. This first one here, made by Teco, is a 80% wool fiber blanket. Second one we have is the Articus. The third one is the Monolith. And the fourth one is the Alphabian. We'll go over the differences between all 4 of them in this video. So here's a quick comparison with some of the numbers. The Teco is the least expensive. These are retail prices. Sometimes you get them on sale for about $10 off. But so the Teco runs about $30. The Articus runs at about $40. Monolith $50. Alphabian $60. This first one here is the Teco. Being the least expensive, there are some drawbacks. The biggest one is the odor. When you first get it, it has a stronger smell. Just laying out in a room, you can smell it from a couple feet away. What I recommend, what worked well for me, was just hosing it off. I threw it over a handrail and hit it with a garden hose for a good 10 minutes, and then just let it air dry, and the odor was probably about 90% gone with just that one washing. I would probably wash it again a second time if you really want all the odor gone. This blanket is 80% wool. Probably the other 20% helps hold it together, but it's still useful and warm. It's not too scratchy either. The fabric is it's more on the thinner side. You can see the stitching along the whole outer edge. It just helps hold it together. There's some spots here and there where it pills up. The biggest thing I think that plays into the longevity is how you wash it. You definitely don't want to put it in the machine. You definitely don't want to put it in the dryer. Try to hand wash it and let it air dry flat, as the instructions say. I did get a second one because I saw in the reviews about dye and color, so I tried a gray one as well, and it has the same odor that the green one does. I think it's more of like the lanolin wool kind of smell, and I think the other ones that don't have the odor as much or nearly as bad probably get washed a little bit more before they get packaged. So we'll go next to the Articus. Of all the 4, this one is probably the sharpest looking one. The other ones have a bit more of different colors kind of blended to it. This one is carded pretty well, if that's the correct term. Very smooth, very clean looking. Same color stitching that the other brand is probably going for, but it's not as coarse, or it is more coarse. The thickness between the two, and you can see the size is the same, 88 by 64 inches. When you're looking at it, they're about the same height, which is not the same to be said for the Molithe, which is slightly thicker. It's probably about a third thicker. But for an extra $10, this one does look pretty clean. It's the same thickness as the other one, but it feels a little better put together. When you pull on the fabric, both of them have minimal kind of stretch. between the two. But this one is also 80% wool. The other 20% I believe is polyester. The next blanket we're looking at is the Molithe. Now this one is 100% wool versus the 80%. It also comes with this harness to help hold it together. You see that in the advertisements. You can just get this rolled up into a round. It does look and it feels nice. I think that extra 20% being 100% wool, it is a little more coarse of a feel. However, it is substantially thicker. You can see it's about a third in height more. And you see here, it's 2 inches smaller, even though it's thicker in both directions. The stitching on it looks good too. You'll see there's a light gray stitch that runs along the outer edge, but there's also a regular green threaded stitch that runs along it as well, which the other ones have too. So this one's got basically 2 layers of stitching that goes around it. This Articus blanket does not smell as bad as the Teco, but it still has a light odor, but it's probably going to go away if you rinse it out. This one here, I didn't smell any odor to it. I think they must have done a good job washing it out. I've been sticking with the dark green color for all the blankets, just for consistency. The last blanket that I have been trying out is this one by Alphabian. It comes with a bag, it comes with a pocket, it comes with corners to pin down and use in various ways. But the thing that's unique about this one is it's got 100% nylon bottom layer, which you can use, for damp grass and such. And then the top layer is 25% wool. This one is the smallest, yet most expensive, retailing at about $60. This one doesn't have an odor to it either. I was going to look and see what type of countries these things are built in. I assume most of them are from China, with the one from Articus being from India. That's the only one I could find listed on there. But I figured I'd put a video together comparing all 4 of these. I'd say entry kind of level wool blankets. I know some of them run up to about $100 a piece. So sometimes when this one goes on sale, it's around $25 for the Teco. So I'd go for that one. For sometimes like just something if you want in the car, or something to go out camping with that you're not worried about getting dirty, getting ambers falling on it. So, but if you want something maybe for more personal, or for something to have on the bed, maybe go with the 100% one, especially if you want it to be keeping you warm. It does feel thicker than the other ones, but it also, when you're pulling on it, it has the most amount of give in the different directions. Maybe because the warp, maybe this one is made out of wool and the other ones might be the polyester, which helps hold it together.